Hello, Chalos. We'll start with today's key paper, that is Class 10 icse 2025 physics paper on 17th March. So the first question, a body is acted upon by two equal and opposite forces that are not along the straight line. The body will, see, let us take a body like this. If it is acted upon by two equal forces, equal and opposite forces which are not along the same line, it would be a couple. It will have a rotational motion. There is an ambiguity. Even this also can be correct. Let us see when the final key is released. Okay, I hope both B and D are correct. Next, which among the following is a vector quantity? Work is a scalar, power is a scalar, energy is scalar. Only moment of force is a vector quantity. Next, we are going to see what is a correct energy transformation during the burning of a candle. A candle, it's a paraffin wax, so it is a chemical. Then we heat it, so it will convert into heat. Then that heat will be giving out light. So it would be C, option C. Next, when a light ray passes from one optical medium to another, which of the following physical quantities do not change? Frequency of the wave is always a constant value. It is not going to change. Next, which of the following combinations is the correct ascending order of electromagnetic waves in terms of wavelength is? Gamma rays will have the least wavelength, then visible light, then microwave. So this is the answer. Next, for a lever, a graph is plotted with load on y-axis and effort on x-axis. As I have told you already, whenever a graph is taken, slope means whatever you take on y-axis divided by whatever you take on x-axis, that is load by effort, which is nothing but mechanical advantage. Then, for a real image formed by convex lens, the image is smaller, the object is larger. So the image is diminished. Image will be diminished in the cases of beyond 2f only. After that, 2f, it would be same size, then it would be magnified. So the answer would be beyond 2f. A ray of light is incident normally on a face of an equilateral prism. This is an equilateral prism. And this is how 60-degree angle and a 60-degree angle. So the total deviation would be 120 degrees. Next, the question is, in a closed circuit containing a bulb, electromotive force and a terminal voltage is related as V is equals to E minus IR. Okay, so this is a closed circuit. So potential EMF is equals to V plus I into R, or V is equals to E minus IR. Then a metal piece of mass 5 grams has a thermal capacity. Thermal capacity is nothing but mass into specific heat is equals to 2.5. Out of this mass we know, which is 5 grams, into 2.5. Specific heat is equals to C. C. Y into C is equals to 2.5. So C is equals to 5, and that would be 0.5. The answer is this thing. As the level of water in the tall measuring cylinder is kept under running tap rises, the pitch of the sound gradually increases. Yes, this is correct. Frequency of sound is inversely proportional to the length of the air column. It's not water column, it is length of air column. So A is true, R is false in this case. Then let us come here. In the given circuit Y and Z, we have to see the current, how is it flowing? Let us suppose I current is coming like this. I1 will be flowing in this way. I2 will be flowing in this way. So in R1 and R2, different currents are flowing. If the currents is getting split, then it is parallel combination. Similarly, in this also, This also, the current is getting split I1 into I2, and I1 is going in R1 and I2 is going in R2. That means even this is also a parallel combination. So it is both parallel in both circuits. So radioactive element P emits one alpha particle and transforms into element Q. As we know, if at all one alpha particle is coming, that means two neutrons and two protons are coming out. That means it will shift two groups left of P. Then whoever each substance as given below is supplied with same amount of heat. Which one will attain highest temperature? Whichever has got lowest specific heat will attain highest temperature, that is lead. Next, this is one good question. As the observer is present here only, observer is not going to change. Observer I is present there only. Now what he sees, first this is North Pole. The top part of the ring will also become North Pole as it is approaching due to Lenz's law. Then what will happen? The anti-clockwise current will be flowing in this copper ring. So the observer will see at the top part of the coil only always. First he will see anti-clockwise current is being passed. Then when it is going down, as it is South Pole, the down part of the coil will again become North Pole, stopping that magnet. So the upper portion of the coil will now become, if this is down part is North Pole, upper will become South Pole, and the observer will be seeing the South Pole. In South Pole, the current will be flowing in clockwise direction. So he would be seeing clockwise current. So anti-clockwise when magnet is above the ring and clockwise when the magnet is below the ring. That is the answer. Next, let us see this question number 2. In uniform circular motion, the centrifugal force acts away from the center. Refractive index of a medium is independent of angle of incidence. It depends on temperature. It depends on wavelength of light. It does not depend on temperature. Heat absorbed during change of phase. Phase is nothing but it depends on mass by Q is equals to M into L. It depends only on mass. It does not depend on change in temperature. It does not depend on specific heat capacity. EMF of a cell is equal to when the cell is in open circuit. When cell is in open circuit, there is no concept of internal resistance. So E is equals to V plus I into R. As R is 0, E will be equal to V. There is no current, there is no internal resistance. So E is equals to V when in an open circuit. In a step-up transformer, as we know, NS by NP is the turns ratio. In a step-up transformer, as we are going from primary to secondary, the steps are increasing. So steps are increasing means numerator is larger and denominator is smaller. So it would be more than 1. The nuclear radiation with lowest ionization power is gamma. Next, we are going to see this question. In this question, the kite is a non-uniform body. We will be always tempted to put Q. Why? Because it is present in the middle, but you have to understand this question. It's a non-uniform body. It was hung from a thread. We have to see which point of the kite is coinciding with this thread. The point that is coinciding with the thread is R. So only R is the center of mass for this or center of gravity for this kite. Okay. Then comes, this is a displacement time graph. Now, how will you adjust the tension in wire? Tension in wire, as we know, velocity is equals to velocity of a, what do you call, a wave is nothing but equal to under root of T by mu, which is nothing but tension by mass per unit length. So V, I will be writing it as frequency into lambda is equals to under root of T, or it is directly proportional to T. So if I increase the tension, then what will happen? Again, the frequency will also be increased. If I increase the frequency, the lambda will decrease. Okay. So if I have to decrease the length of PR, I have to increase the tension in the wire. When I increase tension in the wire, the frequency will also increase. If frequency increases, it will become more shrill. Next. A light ray enters a rectangular glass slab submerged in water at an angle of incidence 55 degrees. Does this ray to undergo total internal reflection when it moves from water to glass? Water is a rarer medium, glass is a denser medium. So whenever it moves from water to glass, no, it will not happen because the light is moving from rarer to denser medium. For total internal reflection at critical angle, the condition is it has to move from denser to rarer medium only. According to the new color convention, which color of the wire is connected to metal body of the appliance? This is he's speaking about earthing wire, that is green and yellow, and switch of the appliance he's talking about live wire, which was red, now it is brown. Which are the two alternating current or direct current produce varying magnetic field? If you want to have varying magnetic field, that is alternating current. Frequency is 50 hertz or 50 cycles per second. Next, calculate heat absorbed by 200 grams paraffin wax. Q is equals to M into L. 200 into latent heat is 146, which is 146 into 2, 6 to 12, 4 to 8, 9, 2, 29200 joules. This much amount of heat is required. Next. So next we are going to see a copper bar is wound around a steel bar FT. Current is allowed to pass through the coil for some time and the bar is removed. Draw only the magnetic FT. FT, if I draw like this, the current is flowing above, then it will be going on that side and it will be coming like this. So when I place an observer here, 12, his right hand would be 3, on that side it would be 9, and down it would be 6. Current is going from 12 to 9, that is anti-clockwise, so F would be north and this would be south. So you have to draw just the bar magnet with north and south poles. Current flows through a metallic conductor for a long period of time. Whenever there is a long period of time, temperature increases. Whenever temperature increases, resistance also increases. Resistivity also increases. As I have told you, resistivity will be increasing whenever there is a change in temperature. At a particular temperature, resistivity is a constant value. Then we are going to see this question. In this question, curium is a radioactive element with 24796, named in the honor of Maida Curie. The graph of number of protons versus number of neutrons has been given. Which point on the graph indicates element Cm? So 247 is the mass number, 96 is the atomic number. So we have to go to 96. Three people are there, R, Q, P. So out of these three, who has the mass number 247? Would be the number of neutrons would be 151. So that would be P. So number of neutrons is 151 plus 96 is going to give you 247. So 151 neutron number is with P. So that is it. Which point on the graph indicates daughter nucleus after Cm undergoes a radioactive decay of 1 alpha particle and 2 beta particles? 1 alpha particle, the mass number should decrease by 4 units and the atomic number should decrease by 2 units. 2 beta particle will restore the atomic number because it will increase the atomic number by 2 units. So the only thing is the mass number is decreased by 4 units. So from 151, we have to decrease 4. That is 150, 149, 148, 147. And atomic number remains same. That is nothing but R. So R is the one. State the mass number of the daughter nucleus. We have to 247 minus 4, which is 243. So that is the mass number of the daughter nucleus. Then let us come to section B. In this question 4, which of the following rays will show total internal reflection? Only J is going to show total internal reflection because the angle of incidence is 60. Remaining both, they are going to have 30 degrees angle of incidence. It is not going to show what do you call total internal reflection. Only this is going to show, it is going to reflect like this, then it is going to come out and it is going to come out away from the normal like this. So this is what you have to draw. Then let us see this. He says that a rectangular glass slab is present with refractive index is 1.5. Air bubble is trapped inside. So seen from the top, so this is apparent depth is 4 centimeter and the remaining is, we don't know, apparent depth is 4 centimeters, sorry, apparent depth is 4 centimeter. So let us first check what is the real depth. So mu of medium by mu of air is equals to, as I have told you, air law, it will have real depth divided by apparent depth. Real depth is Let me write here. Mu of medium divided by mu of air is equals to real depth by apparent depth. Real depth we don't know, apparent depth is 4. Mu of medium is nothing but 1.5. So real depth is equals to 6 centimeters. So it is present at 6 centimeters and this is 9 centimeters. So the real depth is 6 centimeters. So for which color, light blue, which color of light blue or yellow, the apparent depth will be larger. So apparent depth is nothing but mu of medium is inversely proportional to apparent depth. Okay, if mu of the whatever light is more, the apparent depth will be less. So for blue, the mu is more, so apparent depth is less. For yellow, the mu is less, so apparent depth will be more. So the answer in this case would be yellow light. Turning the glass upside down does not change the apparent depth of the air bubble. That is false, because whenever you change the whenever you turn the glass slab, now the real depth become 9 centimeters. So 1.5 is equals to apparent depth by 9 centimeter. Apparent depth will be equal to 1.5 into 9, which is nothing but so 2.5. No, 1.5. Just a second. 1.5 is equals to real depth, that is 9 divided by apparent depth. Apparent depth is equals to 1.56. So the apparent depth now will become 6 centimeters, which is, this is false. The apparent depth is going to change. It is false. Next. An object is placed at 2f position of a convex lens. Draw a ray diagram. Whenever it is placed at 2f, as you always know, it is going to form same size image, 2f. This is 2f. Then next, how will the size of the image change if only replace the lens in the above arrangement with another lens of greater focal length? So the object is present at this point only, but its focal length is this lens's focal length is more. So its 2f will be somewhere here. Let us assume its f is somewhere here. Its f2 will be here. Its 2f2 will be here. Now this object is present between 2f and f. So the image will be formed beyond 2f2. Whenever it is formed beyond 2f2, the image would be, how the image would be? The image would be magnified. The image would be magnified. So the answer is the image would be magnified in this case. Next. An object is placed in front of a concave lens. Okay. Distance of 45 centimeters. So 1 by v minus 1 by u is equals to 1 by f. 1 by v is the image is formed at a distance of 1 minus 1 by 45 is equals to 1 by f. So 1 by f is equals to 1 by 45 minus 1 by 30, which would give me 90 minus 1. So 1 by f is equals to minus 90 centimeters. That is the focal length of this convex lens. Next, let us see this question. In this question, two rays P, Q, and RS on a rectangular glass block as shown. Okay. So let me see, analyze this. Yeah, this is bending more. This ray is bending more. This ray is bending less. So whoever bends more will have larger lateral displacement. So R will have more lateral displacement. Whoever bends more will have lesser speed. So P will have more speed. Whoever is bending more, that means it is going to get scattered a lot inside the atmosphere. That is, R is going to get scattered a lot in the atmosphere. Just like blue light, R is going to scatter a lot in the atmosphere. Next. Name the radiations for which quartz rock is used. That is UV radiations. Remote sensing, that is infrared. This is visible radiation. And the condition that is common to all electromagnetic radiations is they all possess same velocity in the air. It's almost equal to light. Yeah, Akash takes a uniform meter scale and suspends. So Akash has taken a uniform meter scale and suspended a weight of 2 Newton on this side and 5 Newton on this side, 2 Newton on this side, 5 Newton on this side, and he has placed somewhere at the 70 centimeter from X. If let us suppose this is X, this is Y. So 70, this is 30. At 50 centimeter, we have his the weight of this thing scale. So, so 2 Newton is present at 70. So 2 into 70, 2 into 70 plus weight is present from the fulcrum or from the pivot, it is present 20. So weight of that or mass of the ruler into 20 is equals to 30 into 50. So this is 140, this is 150, sorry, 5. This is 150. So 20 m is equals to 10. So mass is equals to 1 by 2. That is 0.5 Newton. This is the answer. So the answer is 0.5 Newton for this case. Next, let us see this. Everyone is a class 1 lever. As you know, fulcrum is present at middle, load and effort, LIFE. That is, it is class 1. Among this, which will give you maximum mechanical advantage, wherever the effort arm is larger, that is going to give you maximal advantage, that is X. Next, this is a very good question that I have seen. Richa. So Richa is, her weight is 40 kgs. Now the kinetic energy of Richa after reaching Q is her velocity is 10 meter per second. So half mv square, half into 40 into v square is 100. 2 ones 220s. It is 2000 joules. So the answer is 2000 joules or 2 kilojoules. Then the vertical height, the height is mgh is equals to 2000. Mg is nothing but 40 into h is equals to 2000. So this 0 goes 4 ones, 4 5s are. So it is height is 5 meters. So m is 40 into g is 10, sorry, into h is equals to 2000. This goes 4 ones, 4 5s. So h is equals to 5 meters. So she's at 5 meters height. Now, at this point, she has 2000 joules energy. Now, as she is moving to R, she is gaining some potential energy. That means she lose some kinetic energy. So 2000 joules is equals to 2000 minus how much potential energy is lost. The potential energy that is lost would be minus of mg into h. M is 40, G is 10 into 3. This is lost. And he also says she also loses 500 joules from kinetic energy from friction. So you have to subtract that also. So that would be 2000 minus 1200 minus 500, which is going to give you 300 joules. So the remaining energy that she has, that is 300 joules, is still present with Richa at that R. Next, draw block and tackle. It's very easy. So 2 must be in block, 1 must be in tackle. You have to draw like this. I hope this is clear. Yeah, this is your block and tackle system. And a submarine in the sea. So echo, it's an echo. V is equals to 2D by T. So 2 into the distance traveled divided by time is 60 minutes plus 40 seconds, that is 100. And velocity of sound in water is 1500. So 2 ones, 250s. D is equals to 75,000 meters or 75 kilometers. Next, this one. What is a current rating of device X? X is a fuse, 50 amperes. What is the difference between switch Z in the diagram and switch use? This switch, whatever is there, it is switch for both neutral wire and also live wire. For both live and neutral, for both it is a switch. But whereas in the common appliances that we use at our home, the switch will be only for the live wire. There will not be any switch for neutral wire. So this switch is different like that. It is a double pole switch. What's the unit of physical quantity? That is, this is an electric meter. The units will be displayed. The unit is nothing but kilowatt hours. Next, study the diagram below. This is a nuclear fission reaction. As a neutron is entering into uranium, so the mass number would become 236. So the answer is value of X is 236. Identify Y. Y is nothing but neutrons. Mass number 1, atomic 1, 0. That is the missing product of the reaction. Then the resistance of each bulb, as we know, 18 watts power is equals to V square by R. 18 is equals to 12 into 12 by R. So 3 6 3 4s 6 1 6 2s. R is equals to 8 ohms. R is resistance is 8 ohms, and if resistance is 8 ohms, this is 8, this is 8, this is 8, the entire resistance will be 12 ohms and current would be 1 ampere. If the bulb B3 is removed, if you remove this B3, resistance is decreasing inside this what do you call circuit. If resistance decreases, the current will increase. If current increases, the brightness of the bulb will be more. Sorry, this is not decrease, this is increase. It will increase. Yeah. 30 grams of ice at 0 degree centigrade is brought down to the temperature. So first we have to calculate ice ka thing. ml into mc delta T is equals to mass of water into specific heat capacity of water into delta T. So this ml is nothing but 336 into 30 plus mass of the water, mass of this 30 into specific heat is 4.2 into delta T is 20 is equals to mass of water is nothing but, which we have to find out, into 4.2 into delta T is 50. And when you do this calculation, how much you are going to get? Mass of water is going to be 60 grams. This is what you're going to get. A certain amount of heat will warm 1 gram of material by 10 degrees and 1 gram 40. Which material is having higher specific heat? Whenever there is higher specific heat, it will not increase its temperature much. So X is having more specific heat. So, but we require the objects that have lesser specific heat for calorimeter. So Y is the one for lesser specific heat for calorimeter. The specific heat capacity of a substance remains same when it changes state. This is false. It is going to change whenever state changes, specific heat changes. Then comes a copper rod carrying current is kept in a magnetic field as shown. The copper rod will move towards C. Yes, it will move. We have to use Fleming's left hand rule for this. Fleming's left hand rule. The current is passing from positive to negative. Like this, the current is passing. Please place your middle finger like that. And the index finger should, or the forefinger should be directed from North Pole to South Pole. Then you will see, yes, it will be moving in this direction. What will be the effect of the force experienced if PQ is replaced by another copper rod of same length but greater resistance? If it is greater resistance, greater cross-sectional area, resistance would be low. If low resistance, more current. If there is more current, that means deflection will also be more. So it will experience greater force. That's all. That's it. With this, I think we have finished your paper. Done. Thank you.